it going? My name's Tyler, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about DZ and a little bit about history, and kind of give you a couple reasons why you should buy our products. One, obviously we have our quality. Two, we are ran a lot like a small business. And three, products. We have great products, and we've been doing a lot of different products and different lines and stuff like that, and gone through several different categories, from making oil filters and stuff like that to making gun cabinets, so on and so forth. So we kind of nailed down what we do best, and here's a little bit about DZ. So back in 1977, Denny Elwell and Zane Smith got together, and originally Elwell owned a chain of tire shops, and Zane owned some kind of aftermarket warehouse. And those two guys got together, and they're like, "Hey, why don't we make something? Why don't we get together and grow?" So Charlie Bremlin came in, and that created the trio that is DZ as it is today. So you have D for the D-E, and part of DZ is for Denny, and the Z part is for Zane. So that's kind of where the name came from too, so that's kind of cool. So anyways, one day these two guys, they were walking through their warehouse, and Denny Elwell looks down and is looking at the ramps for their loading dock. And back in the day, and still currently, they're still made out of diamond plate because they're durable. It has good traction to it, so on and so forth. It's aluminum. It doesn't rust, so you don't have to worry about replacing it. It's a great thing. So Denny, being the great, smart, inventive guy he is, he's like, "Why don't we make running boards for this, or make running boards out of this?" Because at the time they kind of dabbled in the idea of making steps and stuff like that. That kind of was the first product for DZ, was the diamond plate running board. And that kind of kicked it off, and that got them through the early 70s into the mid 80s, when the small Toyota pickups and the Nissan pickups came around, and they're super popular. Once that era went through, we got into the 90s, when we got into more of the full-size pickups and stuff like that. And then throughout that period of time, obviously, where DZ was doing gun cabinets and trailers and running boards, toolboxes we started to get into in the late 80s, early 90s. And then finally we got our cab racks, and now today we're getting into bumpers and off-road stuff like that. So let's see. What makes DZ great is the small business environment. So what I love about this is I started out on the line, and I started making running boards. And 4 years later, I'm a regional sales manager. I don't know any corporation around that you can do that. It starts with, what I love about it is you get recognized. If you work hard, you get recognized. And so they like to promote within. So that promotes good work ethic and great attention to detail. Because if somebody likes what they're doing, they're going to do a good job. You know what I mean? So another good thing is I work with all the higher ups. So a great thing is they always are, when they walk through the warehouse, they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" They don't act like they're above everybody. They're great leaders. Like a lot of these big corporations nowadays, you see that they're more of a boss. They're disconnected from their employee base. They just don't understand what's going on. And I think DZ starting at 15 employees and now being over 1,100 employees, it's a huge thing, and still have that small business feel. You go out on the floor, you go talk to a guy that's been there for 35 years, been there since they've opened. He'll tell you every dang thing that ever happened in that place, and it's really cool that I can go do that and kind of get history, and that's kind of where I got all this. A lot of the people I work with have been there since 1978, 79, when DZ really started to need expanding and stuff like that. So like for instance, Sue, I work with, she's been there for 27 years now, and she's actually talking about retiring, but she's been there since before they had computers, you know, and stuff like that. So that's what I really love about DZ is they have a great small business ethic, and they promote within, so it promotes great quality in our products because it's great attention to detail. And that's about all I have for you tonight. Thanks for listening.
All right.